Welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be exploring the differences between suburban and rural living in the Greater Moncton area. Whether you're considering a move or just curious about the variations of different living styles, this video will provide insights to make a better decision. So today we're going to talk about defining rural and suburban areas, the cost of living, lifestyle and community, transportation and accessibility, employment and economic opportunities, education and healthcare, and finally, environment and recreation. So first, let's talk about defining rural and suburban areas. So in the context of Greater Moncton, suburban areas include Moncton, Dieppe, and Riverview. These regions offer residential settings with urban amenities. So in simpler terms, you are closer to the city life or right into the city life and or close to malls or stores to go and get your daily goods. So rural areas are communities just outside of the city limits, such as Irishtown, Murmuruncook, Hillsborough, and other places like that. So these rural areas most likely would have more space, bigger lots, etc. So next, let's talk about cost of living. Suburban living in Greater Moncton offers a balance of affordability and also access to services. While housing costs are generally higher than a rural area, residents benefit from shorter commutes and better infrastructures. Rural areas will generally have a lower housing costs and also most of the time lower property taxes. However, it can cost a lot more to travel since you are going to be farther from the city and more than likely farther from your daily job. So those are costs that you need to take in consideration. So the next thing we're going to talk about is lifestyle and community. Suburban areas provide a blend of urban and rural lifestyles with access to shopping centers, schools, and recreational centers. Communities in Dieppe and Riverview are known for their family-friendly community events. Rural communities offer a more quiet lifestyle with a strong sense of community, with neighbors being more friendly and helpful. And obviously there's a closer connection to nature in all rural areas. Now let's talk about transportation and accessibility. Suburban residents will have better access to public transportation, and they will most likely have a shorter commute for services or workplace. Rural residents often rely on their own transportation, and oftentimes they would face longer commute times to hospitals or healthcare in general, even shopping and employment opportunities. So for rural areas outside of Moncton, you may be looking at anywhere between 15 to 45 minutes of commuting to get into town, depending on where you're located. So let's talk about employment and economic opportunities. So the Greater Moncton area has experienced a significant growth in population, leading to increased job opportunities in various sectors. And inevitably, suburban areas are closer to those opportunities. In contrast, rural areas might have less opportunities for employment in those areas specifically, which will most likely lead rural residents to have to commute to their work on a daily basis. Next, we're going to be talking about education and healthcare. In general, suburban communities have access to better educational institutions and healthcare facilities. Dieppe, for instance, is known for their excellent schools and recreational facilities, while rural areas might have less educational or healthcare resources, which will lead to traveling to those urban centers for certain services. So let's talk about environment and recreation. Most suburban areas will offer recreational activities for the residents, including parks or recreational facilities. Most areas will also offer outdoor activities within the community. Rural living provides immediate access to nature, perfect for people that like to go for hikes or biking outdoors in the trails, which can be right out your doorstep. So in a nutshell, choosing between rural or suburban living really depends on what type of lifestyle you're looking for. Suburban areas offer convenience, while rural areas offer tranquility and closer proximity to nature. Consider your work, your family, and your recreational needs when deciding to go rural or suburban living. Thank you for watching. If you found this was helpful for you, like this video and subscribe to our channel for more helpful tips on your real estate buying or selling journey. Stay tuned for our next video. We'll be dishing out some more tips and knowledge on the Greater Moncton real estate market. Till next time.